Hello, this is for the Outlook class, and what I want to do is to first give you an idea of how I've laid out the assignments. If you look, you'll see each assignment has an assignment with an A after it, and then it also has a SimNet tutorial, and that's only for chapters 1 through 3. The SimNet tutorial is not available for the later chapters. So, but if I was to look here on the email basics, and the other thing is, you should note, if I was to go through your grades, you'll see a grade marked for this one, for the SimNet, and that's for finishing the tutorial. And if I look here on the email basics and click on the assignment, this one is a typical assignment scored through Canvas. The other one is scored through SimNet. So when I click on the assignment tab, you'll see there's the SimNet login, and there's also these student data files for the chapter activities at the end of the chapter. When you open this one, it will always say like chapter whatever, screenshot template. So let's open that template and take a look of what you're looking at. Okay, I'm going to bring this over and see, you'll see it gives you the page number in the textbook and what I'm looking for. So what I want to do is, these are just for you to put the screenshots in the program. So that's the part of this that I want to make sure that you understand. And then you'll notice that I've also, each person has lab partners. So when I get, as soon as you get your email address, you'll also get who's your partner number 1 and your partner number 2 and 3. So each one of these, you're going to be going through and doing the assignments the way that they're written in the textbook, but make sure you're sending it to the proper person that's in our class. So let's go here first. I'm going to just give you an example. Later on in the book, you learn how to set up Outlook for multiple email accounts. And you'll see I have multiple email accounts set up for my Outlook. I have my MarylandCleves.com, Maryland at Central Coast Support, my Cuesta, and then this is my Gmail account. Unfortunately, your Gmail account does not have all the whistles and bells that we need to complete the lessons in the file in the program, so you can't use a Gmail account here. The lab email account that I've given you, and I showed you in a previous video how to set that up. I'm going to set it up on my multiple list here only because it's a little bit easier for me during the semester, and also it's a good demonstration for you. Okay, the lab email account is an Exchange account, so I'm going to again put my name in, and I think it's lab email, and mine is 1, and it's at see, Outlook, instruction, Cuesta.org, and then I have my password. Oops, I typed the wrong letter there. And then here. Now this will take a minute to find my account, but once it's found, it will have my my email set up. Oh, this again comes up in the video. It usually asks you for your password more than once, so go ahead and put your password in again. And now I'm logged in, and okay. It's just telling me that I have to restart Outlook, and this is only because I have several Outlook accounts and I don't want to open this one up on my phone. So let's close this out, close Outlook, and reopen it, and I should be set up to do my video. What it's doing is it's initializing all of the accounts right now, and the one that's for first time use happens to be my lab email account. So here's my lab email account, and then if I want to make it easier on myself, I would come up in my inbox and move it to my favorites. and you'll look, see those are all my inboxes from all my accounts. And when they have email in them, they show me a colored account there. So this is the first step. You will, again, I have given this information to you in a separate email, in a separate video, and this is just my setup on my home computer. So let me pause this one for a second and let's get started on the lessons. Each chapter has guided projects, and see that in this, and they're all laid out the same way. This is guided project 1, 2, 3, and then you have an independent project, which is number 4, and number 5, 6, 7 is the challenge, and 8, and then you have a number 9. And every assignment is set up this way. So what you want to do is to look at the screenshot template that I created for you, because it gives any special notes that I want you to use for that particular account and that particular activity. Now let me demonstrate how you do the screenshots. You're gonna need to have to know how to make a screen image, and I'm going to demonstrate it in Microsoft Office. But when you're here, if you are on a Mac and you are unaware of how to do this, I've also provided well, I will put it here on that assignment, but there's also in the special features, you'll find that there are notes for screenshots on a Mac and how to do it on both a Mac and a PC. So when you open up your assignment, you'll notice that you always have an overview. Then I've got an assignment tab, and this is giving you some of how to set up your link to SimNet. But you also have, well, this one is actually your assignment, and this is showing you how the assignment's going to work. But if you look at the setup videos, you have to set up your SimNet course room first, and then you also have your Outlook set up, where I gave you a username and password to use for that. So when you've got that in place, you're going to set up those accounts. Now let's go back to the assignment, and it's actually showing you the student data files. Now these are files that you need to download, so you click on it and download that to your computer. And what it'll do, I'm using Firefox, and so the technique is it downloads in this area. But once you open this, it's going to require that you unzip it. Now sometimes on a Mac they don't have an extract option, but that's what you want. It depends on how you download it. It comes in zipped, and you want to extract it so you've got the files. Now what I always suggest to my students is come through and, oh, let's see, wait, let me go back to the extract first. So I'm back here, and where is it going to I'm browsing for a destination for it to extract to. So what I want to do is, I always suggest, the reason why I name my assignment, all my assignments the way that I do, is because it makes it a lot easier for the student, for you to find your work. So here's my CIS 154 folder, and if this was the class, then I would come in here and I'd put in just my maybe CIS 154 assignments, and then right away I would take this first assignment and label it U01A1. Okay, so then all the files that go to that assignment go inside that folder. And so now I'm unzipping the files that were from my Canvas account, and I'm going to select that folder, and then I extract the files. And now what you will see is that inside that folder, it created, and I'm just hitting Windows Explorer to get this, and I go into my external drive, look at my school folder, and I see that in my credit courses under CIS 154, and it's this class. Here's my assignments. There are the files that I need for this for this, the student activities, the challenge, and the on your own activities for this chapter. So let me come back. And another thing that I know a lot of people have contacted me. I was under the impression the textbook manufacturer agreed to give us access to the entire textbook, but they are only giving us access to chapters 1 through 3. So those are free access for you. So what I've done is chapters 1 through 3, I've also made copies of the guided projects so that you can see what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to do for those particular projects after you've done your SimNet lessons. Do the SimNet lessons because they also cover all this area, and then the projects are not quite as difficult. So here, let's go back and begin the project. And for this particular project, I'm going to be following along using my Outlook. So I would open Outlook, and as I illustrated earlier in the video, my lab email is down here, so I want to use that account. And for this first project, I see that what I'm supposed to do is click on New Email. So I'm doing New Email, and see, because I chose the lab email account, that's where it's coming from. And this new email, I'm supposed to put in a subject, and the subject is now, I don't want to spend a lot of time having you watch me type in my video, so I'm going to pause it right here, and I'll type out the. Okay, when I was typing, I made a typing error. And see, I've got this red underline right here. All I have to do is click on that, right-click my mouse, and you'll see that it has that Outlook associates with the same spell check that is available in Microsoft Word. So you have all those little tools available for you in Outlook. Now, you're supposed to mark this as low importance. So when I'm here, I would click on this, which is low importance, and then click follow up. And so I'm going to come back in and go to follow up. So again, that's here in the tags under message. So that would be follow up, and it says tomorrow. Okay, and then we're supposed to send, but you need to make sure that you send to the right area. And the book tells you to go to your instructor's email address, and in the CC field you type your address. So look at, then what you need to do is to make sure that that's what my instructions do in fact say. And I said, okay, so you're just going to give me a screenshot of that. And so what you would do here is come back, and it's going to be to me, which is always lab email. Now I can add that to my address list too, but I don't think you've learned how to do that yet, so I'll just do it this way. And let's say that you were student number lab email 3, you would just come here, and then the copy would go to lab email 3, so it'd have to be your number there. So you're sending it to yourself, and this is just showing me that that was last semester, that was who was lab email 3. But so you've got the information, and then you send the email to that person. But what I want to, for my idea that I want for my Word document is a screenshot of this. So what I'm going to do is come to my snipping tool, and I just start to type snip. There you go, and open her up. And now I just need to give myself a screenshot. That would be a edit, copy, come back to my Word document and paste. Okay, and I don't care if it's that small. I can see that you created it, and that's all that matters. And I can also enlarge that if I want. So that gives me that first activity, and now I'm going to go on to the next one. Now what I'm going to do is just minimize my my snipping tool so it's still available on my taskbar. So I'll minimize that so I can come back to it when I need. And now if I was going to send this, there may be some sort of confusion here with this because it'll go to one of the students in the class. So I'm going to take that out and just send it to myself. But here we go. Now, the next item for this is Guided Project 1-2, and in this one, again, you click the Mail button, and you should have, oh, here's this is the Mail button. This is the one that I sent myself, and it just says, now I'm looking at the mail, and I double click the message here to look at it, and the message should have the low importance, and so you've got everything as far as the setting on the message. There's the low importance, everything is set up. Forward the message to J. Hamlin, and your instructions tell you to forward the message to your partner number 1, and then blind copy to your lab partner number 2. So you'll have 2 different accounts that you're going to be working with. So here we go. Now I'm going to forward this. And if my partner number 1 was okay, let's say that was my partner number 1, and then I should have another one in my contacts for lab email number, I think 6 has one. There's somebody. Okay, so let's say those are my 2 partners. Okay, so now I'm going to copy those to those 2 partners, and I want a screenshot of this forward message, and that's supposed to be step number 3 of your PDF file. So let's see here. Where am I? I'm on step number 3 of this one, and I'm putting it as low importance. I'm clicking the low importance button for, let's see. Yeah, this is project 2. Okay, so I'm doing the forward, and my blind copy message shows fields groups, and oh, and then okay. And then I'm supposed to also put in a message in there. So let me go back to my message in Outlook. Okay, you're supposed to do a blind copy. So you're forwarding to that in the field, and then in the email, but then you're also supposed to make a blind copy. And if you don't have it, if it doesn't show up here, it just means that it's not set up on the review. All you have to do is click the CC button, and there's a BCC, and that's the blind copy. And it's telling you to send it to j@centralsierra.com. Send it to me. So that would be at one at okay. So now I'm going to send it to myself so that I can see this message come through, but I've got a blind copy and all the people in the class that I was going to send to, and then I just have to finish this message. Okay, so I didn't read my instructions thoroughly. It said step B, forward to your lab partner number 1 and blind copy to your lab partner number 2. So there you go. It's easy to make the mistakes if you don't read the instructions. So this is the message you're supposed to be typing, and here we go. Once you type out the message, the additional message, what you do is you change the importance of the message from low importance to high. So you're going to come here, change it to high, and then click the okay, and then send it. So what's going to happen is it's going to come to your lab partner, both your lab partners, and that should give everybody a copy of this same email. So now what I want here is, again, a screenshot of this, that you did it. Because I do understand, and I'm going to go back to my snipping tool, I do understand that even though you're emailing back and forth to other people, that there's a possibility that they're not checking their assignments. And so I want you to make sure that you have a copy of what you've done. And then here, I just did it with the snipping tool. Oh my gosh, okay, my mouse acted funny just then. And I copy it, and I go back to my Word document, which is here, and it's behind there, so I'll bring it up in the front here, and I paste. Okay, that gives you the first few that you need to do. Once you've done all this, you're going to take this entire file and save it. And what I would do is I take it like this. I do a file, a save as, and start it from the beginning. Go back. This is your template. So what you want to do is just to take it and take it to your school folder, go to Cuesta, and as you're working on the assignments, use this folder on your computer. I got the wrong class here. Let's see, 154, fall assignments, and your Unit 1 folder, and then just put Unit 1, and you could put your name after it. Okay, now let's say that it's finished. I would put my name up here. And save it again. I've finished all these screenshots, okay? And I'll quickly go through the lessons, but not for the video, just so that you can see what the final setup should look like. I'm going to add one other part to this video.